Volcanoes are mountains that can explode. They are not like other mountains. Most mountains are just made of rock and dirt. But a volcano is a special kind of mountain. It is a vent or an opening on the surface of our planet. These openings go deep, deep down into the hot center of the Earth. You can find volcanoes all over the world. Some are on land, rising high into the sky. Others are hidden beneath the ocean's waves, silently waiting. Many volcanoes are found along the edges of huge pieces of the Earth's crust called tectonic plates. This area is often called the Ring of Fire because so many volcanoes are there. These fiery mountains can look very different from each other. Some are tall and cone-shaped, like a perfect triangle pointing to the clouds. These are called stratovolcanoes. They are built up layer by layer from old eruptions. Other volcanoes are wide and have gentle slopes like a warrior's shield lying on the ground. These are called shield volcanoes. They are formed by lava that flows out slowly and spreads far. Some volcanoes don't even look like mountains at all. They might just be a crack in the ground where hot gas and lava escape. No matter their shape, all volcanoes are connected to the heat and power hidden beneath our feet. For a long time, a volcano can be quiet. It might sleep for hundreds or even thousands of years. When it is sleeping, it is called a dormant volcano. People might live nearby, farming the rich soil that old eruptions have left behind. They might forget that the mountain is not just a mountain. But even when it is dormant, a volcano is not truly asleep. Deep inside, things are happening. Heat is building, rock is melting, pressure is growing. The volcano is just waiting for the right moment to wake up and show its incredible power to the world once again. Not all volcanoes are dormant, some are active. An active volcano is one that has erupted recently or is expected to erupt soon. Scientists watch these volcanoes very carefully. They use special tools to listen for rumblings deep in the ground. They measure the gases that seep out from the volcano's top. They look for any signs that the ground is swelling or changing shape. These are all clues that the volcano might be getting ready to erupt. Understanding these mountains is very important because when they wake up, they can be very dangerous and change the world around them in an instant. If you could slice a volcano in half, you would see it as not solid rock. It is more like a giant plumbing system for the Earth's heat. Deep beneath the volcano, many miles under the ground, there is a huge pool of melted rock. This melted rock is called magma. It is fiery hot, a glowing liquid that is thicker than honey. This giant underground pool is called a magma chamber. It is like a big holding tank for the volcano. The magma here is under immense pressure from the weight of all the rock above it. It churns and bubbles full of trapped gases waiting for a way to escape to the surface. The magma does not stay in the magma chamber forever. It wants to rise. It is lighter than the solid rock around it, so it pushes its way upward. It travels through a main pipe or a central vent that leads from the magma chamber all the way to the top of the volcano. This central vent is like a chimney. Sometimes the magma finds other paths to take. It can travel through smaller cracks in the rock, creating side vents on the slopes of the volcano. These pathways are like a network of tunnels, all leading from the hot, pressurized magma chamber below. At the very top of the volcano, there is an opening. This is often a bowl-shaped pit called a crater. The central vent connects the magma chamber directly to this crater. This is where the eruption will happen. Before an eruption, the crater might just be a quiet, rocky bowl. Sometimes it can fill with rainwater, forming a lake. But when the volcano becomes active, this is the exit door for all the fire and fury that has been building up deep inside. It is the final gateway between the hidden world of magma and the outside world on the Earth's surface. Inside the magma itself, there are many things. It is not just melted rock. It is a mixture of liquid rock, solid crystals, and dissolved gases. The main gases are water vapor, carbon dioxide, and sulfur dioxide. These gases are trapped in the magma, like the bubbles in a can of soda. As the magma rises closer to the surface, the pressure from the rocks above gets weaker. This allows the trapped gases to expand and form bigger and bigger bubbles. This process is very important, as it is these expanding gases that give a volcano its explosive power, pushing the magma up and out with incredible force. The story of an eruption begins deep within the Earth. In the mantle, the layer beneath the Earth's crust, the rock is incredibly hot. It is so hot that in some places it starts to melt. This melting doesn't happen everywhere, only in special spots where the temperature is high enough or the pressure is low enough. This newly formed liquid rock, or magma, is buoyant. It is less dense than the solid rock surrounding it. Because it is lighter, it slowly begins to rise, like a hot air balloon floating up through the air. It gathers in the magma chamber, the volcano's underground reservoir. As more and more magma flows into the magma chamber, the chamber begins to fill up. It is like pouring too much water into a bottle. The pressure inside starts to build. The hot magma pushes against the walls of the chamber with tremendous force. At the same time, the dissolved gases within the magma start to come out of the solution, forming bubbles. As the magma continues to rise toward the surface, the pressure decreases even more, causing these gas bubbles to expand rapidly. This expansion adds even more pressure, pushing the magma upward with greater and greater urgency through the volcano's vents and conduits. This intense pressure has to go somewhere. It pushes on the solid rock above it, trying to find a weak spot. The ground above the magma chamber may start to swell and bulge like a balloon being inflated. Small earthquakes, called tremors, begin to shake the volcano. These tremors happen as the rock cracks and shifts to make way for the rising magma. Hot gases like sulfur may start to leak out from small cracks or fumaroles on the volcano's slopes. These are all warning signs. They are the Earth's way of saying that the pressure is becoming too much to handle. The final push comes when the rising magma finds a clear path to the surface. The pressure from the expanding gas bubbles becomes unstoppable. It acts like a powerful engine, driving the magma up the central vent at high speed. The rock at the top of the vent, which has acted like a plug or a cork, can no longer hold back the immense force from below. It shatters and breaks apart. The moment this plug is broken, the pressure is released in a massive, violent explosion. The quiet, sleeping mountain awakens in a fury of fire and ash, and the eruption begins. The eruption starts with a gigantic bang. A colossal column of ash, gas, and pulverized rock blasts miles into the sky. This dark, churning cloud is called an eruption column. It can be so powerful that it reaches high into the atmosphere, where airplanes fly. Within this terrifying cloud, lightning flashes and thunder roars. Chunks of rock, from tiny particles of ash to huge volcanic bombs the size of cars, are thrown out of the crater. The sky turns dark, even in the middle of the day. This is a Plinian eruption, one of the most explosive and dangerous types of volcanic events imaginable. After the initial blast, the really hot stuff begins to flow. Glowing red rivers of lava pour from the crater or from fissures on the volcano's sides. Lava is what magma is called once it reaches the surface. It is a river of molten rock, with temperatures over 2,000 degrees Fahrenheit. It moves slowly but unstoppably, burning everything in its path. Trees, houses, and roads are all swallowed by the fiery flow. Sometimes the eruption column collapses, sending a superheated cloud of ash, gas, and rock racing down the volcano's slopes at hundreds of miles per hour. This is a pyroclastic flow, and it is the deadliest part of an eruption. Volcanic eruptions are incredibly dangerous. The ash can blanket entire towns, causing roofs to collapse and making it hard to breathe. The poisonous gases can be deadly to people and animals. Lava flows destroy homes and farmland that may have been there for generations. Pyroclastic flows are so fast and so hot that nothing can survive them. Eruptions can also trigger other natural disasters, like mud flows called lahars, which are like fast-moving rivers of wet concrete. For anyone living near an active volcano, an eruption is a time of great fear and destruction, forcing them to flee for their lives. But even with all their danger, volcanoes are also creative. They are land builders. The lava that flows out cools and hardens into new rock. Over thousands of years, repeated eruptions can build up huge mountains or even create new islands in the middle of the ocean, like the Hawaiian Islands. The volcanic ash that spreads across the landscape eventually breaks down, creating some of the richest, most fertile soil on Earth. This is why, despite the danger, people have always been drawn to live in the shadow of these fiery mountains. They are a powerful reminder of the Earth's ability to both destroy and create.